Hey guys, it's Simeon. This is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 23rd of November 2020 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Monday Night Raw. Yes, we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw. We're also here live on both Twitch and Twitter. No, Twitch and YouTube. I have no clue why I said Twitter. But with that, I hope you guys can see us on YouTube. I think we're having a slight issue. Nope, we're good. Also, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, if you are here on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways as we are raising money for families in need that have been displaced by the Creek Fire here in Central California. You can help us out by either hitting that donate button down below. You can give us some Twitch. You can donate Twitch bits, or you can subscribe to the channel either with a tiered subscription or with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. And with Prime Gaming, you get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to support throughout the month, and we would greatly appreciate it if we were that one Twitch channel that you did support here on Twitch. But with that, we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw, a show that had its ups, and a show that had its downs, and a show that had its why the hell is this even happening moments. So the show kicked off, and we've got the Raw men's team from Survivor Series in the ring with Adam Pearce. Pearce spoke about Raw's win at Survivor Series and how they won in dominant fashion. He thought they should all be rewarded and wanted to give them each a chance to stake their claim on why they felt that they would be great as the next challenger for Drew McIntyre and the WWE Championship. He first said that he was going to give the captain AJ Styles a go at saying why he deserves a shot, and Sheamus took exception to that, saying, whoa, he's not my captain. Sheamus then congratulated McIntyre on winning the title again and called himself the MVP of Team Raw. Styles thought that was ridiculous and thought Sheamus might try using his friendship with McIntyre to get a shot at the title. Keith Lee then reminded everybody that, well, he technically won the match. If it wasn't for him, then they wouldn't have actually finished off that match because he pinned Jey Uso at the end to complete the match, finish the match, end the match. Riddle then chimed in and goes, well, I pinned King Corbin. Huh, does that make me king now? I'm king, bro. That's dope. He thought winning the crown, he thought pinning King Corbin also meant that maybe he would get the crown. He said he's going to get the crown from Corbin. He's going to beat Drew McIntyre, not only get the WWE Championship, but his dope sword as well. Pearce wanted to hear from Braun Strowman, and he said last but not least, and that pissed off Strowman. Strowman took offense to being called last. Pearce tried to explain that, hey, it's just a common expression. Strowman grabbed Pearce by the neck, or by the collar, and my first thought was, oh, he's going to get fined. And then he basically headbutted Adam Pearce. And I go, oh, he's going to get suspended. So Adam Pearce was headbutted. And then the show just abruptly cut to commercial as everyone's checking on Adam Pearce, Keith Lee, AJ Styles, Sheamus, and Riddle. So we come back, and the announcers talked about this heinous attack by Braun Strowman. There was footage there. Where was we? Sorry about that. There was footage from earlier in the day, and they told us that there's going to be a tag team title match tonight, and it was all set up this way. So New Day were in the building, and the Hurt Business were entering the building. Hurt Business said that the New Day lost last night and embarrassed Team Raw. Shelton Benjamin thought that because of that, they deserve another shot at the tag titles, and I go, what? Just because the tag champs lost a non-title match, you think you deserve a title shot? Hey, Shelton, last time you had a match, last Monday on Raw, was a title shot that you lost, buddy boy. I don't get why this match even happened, but Hurt Business basically talked down to the New Day. Alexander got in Woods' face and demanded a shot, saying that if they want to be real champions, they'll prove themselves tonight by defending the titles. Kofi goes, whoa, it's my night off. I don't want to do it. And Woods is just like, nah, we accept. And Kofi's kind of like, what'd you do that for? So we ended up getting a Raw Tag Team title match, but I forgot to mention So, before all that happened, I think my notes are out of order. We saw Adam Pearce backstage, and he was being interviewed by Charlie Caruso, and she asked him how he was feeling and everything, and he's like, doctors told me just take it easy for the next week. He's like, but if it was up to me, Charlie asked about Braun Strowman. He said, Braun Strowman has been escorted out of the building, but if it was up to me, I would fire Braun Strowman. The United States champion, Bobby Lashley, would then approach Adam Pearce. He said, hey, I'm the only Raw champion that actually successfully won a match last night. Let's talk. So we ended up getting this Raw Tag Team title match. Benjamin worked over Woods and kneed Kingston off the apron, which led to a break about 2 minutes into the match. Benjamin was still working over Woods after the long break, but Kingston made the hot tag and got right in. The referee was distracted at one point by Benjamin, so Alexander yanked Kingston off the top to the outside. The announcers went on about how this would have been a DQ, Alexander wasn't the legal man, blah, blah, blah. Benjamin attacked Kingston, but before they could get back into the ring, the ref called for a double countout. I'm like, ooh, did somebody not jump in fast enough? What the hell happened here? This seems very odd. So we go to a break, we come back from a break or whatever, and they're like, this tag team title match has been restarted because of the double countout. And I go, been restarted? What the fuck? Double countout means the match is just over. If you were going to just restart the match, why do the double countout in the first place? It makes no sense. It's stupid to even do, to be honest. Because, MVP grabbed a mic and said, hey, give us another shot. That wasn't fair, or something like that. I'm like, what the fuck? So we restart this match. Basically, the match should have never really ended. Either way, I digress. Kingston and Benjamin were facing off and ready to go. And at one point, Kingston ran at Shelton. Shelton backdropped him over the top rope to the floor, and Kofi landed on his feet and his legs buckled. This looked like an awful bump to take, because he really could have got injured. That's the 2005 Royal Rumble spot that John Cena did that blew out his knee. If you guys don't remember, in 2005, John Cena was in the Royal Rumble, was thrown over the top rope very similarly, landed on his legs, but his knee was blown out or something along the line. He tweaked his knee or something and was out for a little while. So, Kofi's lucky that he actually wasn't hurt here. Kingston, though, fought back after they showed us about 60 replays of this. And he made tried to make the tag, but Alexander yanked Woods off the apron. Kingston managed to give Benjamin the SOS for a near fall. Alexander chop blocked Kingston and took over. Woods finally got the tag and ran wild on both guys. Alexander gave him a tornado DDT, and Benjamin followed this up with an angle slam for Kingston to break up the cover, though. Kingston took out Alexander with a dive, and Woods gave Benjamin a sunset flip bomb for the pinfall victory. New Day retains the titles. So there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Lana Pearce emerges. And at one point, he goes to say Drew McIntyre and says, and I swear to God, this is what he said, Drew McInfart. How? I know I'm not the best man with words, but how do you say Drew McInfart instead of Drew McIntyre? That's not even close. That's like somebody double dared him to do that. He's like, Drew McIntyre, Drew McInfart. Or no. He goes, Drew McInfart, Drew McIntyre. Who the, how the, what the? Anyways. He was about to make an announcement. Randy Orton would approach. Randy Orton said that we needed to talk. And he told Charlie, all right, I'm going to have to talk with Randy. Because we're waiting on that announcement of who's going to challenge Drew next for the title. So Sarah Schreiber interviewed Lana in the back. Lana was shocked and surprised and felt amazing after being the sole survivor at Survivor Series. She called last night the highlight of her career. Schreiber then said, what's next? She said maybe challenging Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. And Lana said that would be a dream, but she doesn't think that that's something that she should be going after right now. We go back to Charlie Caruso and Adam Pearce. And Pearce says, all right, I've got an announcement to make. We will be having 3 qualifying matches tonight, 3 singles matches. The winners of these 3 singles matches will then meet next week in a triple threat match with the winner becoming the number 1 contender to Drew McIntyre in the WWE Championship. But here's the thing. Braun Strowman is not in this little mini tournament. Yet according to Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer website, he stated that the plan for TLC is the main event plan for TLC, like the main event match, is Drew McIntyre defending against Braun Strowman. So, I don't know how Strowman gets into this match. I have a theory, and we'll talk about that more later once we flush out, these other matches. I don't want to give away too much right now, my theory, but I've got a theory on how Strowman can become the number 1 contender. So we get the first qualifying match, and it's Riddle versus Sheamus. And I liked and didn't like this match at the same time. I liked the match because it was hard hitting, and these guys just looked like they were out there having a GD fight. But I didn't like the match because a lot of the match was just freaking Riddle getting his ass beat over and over and over and over and over for a lot of this match. And it went 20 minutes. We also learned the other 2 qualifying matches will be Randy Orton versus AJ Styles and Keith Lee versus Bobby Lashley. So like I said, I liked and didn't like this match for a number of reasons. It was long. Riddle got his ass beat. Like for as much as Sheamus had this match one-sided, it didn't need to be this long. But Riddle got a near fall early on with a knee strike, and Sheamus got one as well with a white noise from the second rope. Sheamus went for a brogue kick, and Riddle collapsed before he could even stand up. Sheamus taunted Riddle, who responded with a headbutt. Sheamus tried a clover leaf, but Riddle countered into a cradle and pinned Sheamus to pick up the victory. So Matt Riddle does advance to the triple threat next week on Raw. So we're in the back, and Asuka would approach Lana, and she said, "Hey, I heard you want to challenge me for the title." And Lana goes, "No, no, not what I meant. I meant that it would be cool to get a shot, but that's not what I'm looking for right now." And Asuka goes, "Okay, I accept your challenge then." And Lana was kind of like, what? And Asuka goes, "Who knows? Maybe tonight you'll go home Raw Women's Champion. I'll see you in the ring." And Lana kind of was just like, but then thought about it for a second, and she started to smirk. So, we'll see. Also, I was told that there was a commercial for Raw in Canada that actually featured Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, Charlotte Flair, and of all people, the OC. Somebody reran an old commercial from early 2020 or 2019. So we had the Firefly Fun House. The theme of this episode was friendship, and there was a new puppet, Friendship Frog. Bray whispered something into Alexa Bliss's ear after Friendship Frog said that she shouldn't throw away her friendship with Nikki Cross, and that really pissed off Alexa Bliss, and she beat the crap out of this frog. She smashed the frog over and over and over as a warning to Nikki Cross. They then had a tribute video for the frog, which was a little funny but corny and kooky at the same time. Bray joked about the frog's death, and then they both laughed as the segment ended. Next up, we got the Raw Women's Championship match that lasted a whole 1 minute. So before the match even started, before they even did the formal entrance or formal ring announcement, this match for the title, challenger Lana, champion Asuka, the women's tag team title, let's rewind that. The women's tag team champions would come out in Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. They went and joined commentary as this match began. Asuka quickly went to the outside, and Nia Jax started yelling at Asuka, "It's only Lana. What are you doing out here taking a breather? You telling me you can't beat Lana?" And that pissed off Asuka, so she grabbed a bottle of water and dumped it on Jax. Nia got pissed, attacked Asuka, and the ref called for the DQ. Asuka wins and retains the title. Jax then attempted to put Asuka through the announce table when Lana would come and save her and pull her off of Jax's shoulders. Jax and Baszler then ran after Lana and Asuka. They ran away, and then Shayna Baszler made the challenge. She said, "Hey, you guys want to fight? Come at us right now." And we did get a tag title match. No, We didn't get a tag title match. We got a non-title match. Titles were not on the line. It was the Women's Tag Team Champions, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, taking on the Raw Women's Champion Asuka and Lana. So they beat up Lana, excuse me, for a while until Asuka finally tagged in and hit Baszler with strikes, a running hip attack, and a German suplex for a 2. Baszler came back with a knee strike and got a 2 of her own. Jax wanted to put Lana through the table, but she slipped away and fought back. Jax tried running over Lana, but she dodged and Jax tumbled over the announce table. Baszler put Lana in the Karafuda clutch, but Asuka caught her in a schoolboy for a pinfall victory. So Lana sprinted up the ramp here to the stage so they couldn't put her through the table this time. She got away quick enough. Cool. So Riddle is approached by MVP in the back. Riddle knew that MVP was a businessman and had ideas for him, like pizza-flavored yogurt. MVP couldn't believe what he was hearing and said that he wasn't his bro. Riddle was disappointed. MVP agreed to listen to his ideas next week, but if he didn't like them, well, it's bad news for Riddle. I have no godly idea what the hell this was. Was this supposed to be like Matt Riddle stoned out of his mind and just going to MVP going, hey, bro, let's work together? Like, I have no absolutely I couldn't even try to predict what this segment's supposed to be at all. So next up, we recapped McIntyre versus Reigns from last night. And then we got Keith Lee versus Bobby Lashley. This match went about 12 minutes, and it ended in a goddamn disqualification. So Lashley had a clothesline, but was stunned when Lee didn't even fall down early. Lashley responded with a flatliner, but only got a 1 count. He blocked a hurt lock. Lee blocked a hurt lock and knocked down Lashley with a shoulder block. Lee was able to attempt a dive, but MVP got in his way for a distraction. This actually worked, and he walked right into a Lashley clothesline. Lashley pushed Lee into the barricade before hoisting him up on his shoulders. Even Lashley struggled to keep Lee up there on his shoulders, but Lashley ran towards the post and drove Lee headfirst into it. They sold it like that's what happened, but really, Lashley fell off the shoulders into the post. Anyways, it still looked cool. They then showed a replay after the commercial, even though it looked like the spot hurt Lashley more than it hurt Keith Lee. Lashley worked over Lee until he came back with a forearm. Lashley responded with a clothesline, which knocked down Lee. Then a very impressive vertical suplex as well. Lee used a back elbow before leapfrogging over Lashley. Lee followed this up with a pounce, but that sent Lashley out of the ring. The ref checked on Lashley in the ring, and MVP used this opportunity to post Lee. Lee powered out of a hurt lock and slammed him down. MVP then jumped into the ring and attacked Keith Lee. Just attacked him right in front of the referee and caused the DQ. It was like, what the fuck? I guess they did this to protect Bobby Lashley from not getting pinned, but it's just like, no, so dumb. But it wasn't as dumb as you might think, because Keith Lee ain't winning next week. I don't see Keith Lee winning. But what this does set up is Keith Lee eventually wanting revenge on the Hurt Business and going after the United States Championship. So Bobby Lashley versus Keith Lee for the U.S. title could be coming, and I'm all for that. So there was a video package about Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Cross was then interviewed before coming down to the ring. Cross told Sarah Schreiber that she didn't give up on Alexa Bliss. Bliss gave up on her. Cross was done trying, though, and would beat the Fiend out of Alexa. I thought she cut a good promo here. We then got a 4.5-minute match. Cross was beating up Bliss, but Bliss just kept laughing every time she would get clotheslined. Cross continued on the attack and drove Bliss headfirst into the mat before hitting a running crossbody in the corner. Bliss began weeping and crying and looking around saying, what's going on? Where am I? Nikki, what's going on here? And they redid the goddamn finish, kind of, from the Roman Reigns Jey Uso Hell in a Cell match, where Reigns starts crying and Uso thinks, oh man, Roman, you really are not who you say you were, blah, blah, blah. You know what happened with Roman, where he was crying and it was all a charade to choke out Jimmy. Well, that's what happened here. Alexa starts crying. Nikki gets off of her game. She starts having sympathy for Alexa, and then Alexa hits her with a Alexa Bliss version of Sister Abigail. She pins her, laughs, and leaves. So Alexa Bliss defeats Nikki Cross. I was like, really? They redid the Roman Reigns finish from Hell in a Cell. Crap. So then they aired a video package showing appreciation towards The Undertaker with clips from last night and so forth. We then got our main event. AJ Styles against Randy Orton. And this match went almost 13 minutes. So Orton used an Irish whip early on the outside, but Styles ran into Omos. Omos caught Styles and easily hoisted him up onto the apron. Styles used a sliding kick and gave Orton his own back suplex on top of the announce desk that led to the break. Orton wanted to try a superplex, but Styles slipped out and used a chop block. Styles targeted his leg from there on. Orton avoided a calf crusher and dropped Styles over the top rope. Styles avoided a suplex and used another chop block, but Orton came back with a neck breaker. Styles countered a draping DDT attempt into the calf crusher, but Orton got a rope break. Orton followed this up with the power slam for a 2. Styles dodged an RKO and hit an enziguri, but Orton slipped out of the ring. Orton then dropped Styles on the ring apron, and AJ hit face first hard on the apron. Orton then leaned against the barricade. As the Fiend's music started to play, the lights turned red, and then, Orton saw the Fiend. The Fiend appeared from behind the barricade. The lights came back on, and everything seemed normal. Orton was back into the ring and managed to block a phenomenal forearm attempt. But before he could follow up, the lights turned red again, and the Fiend appeared behind him on the apron. He was then gone when the lights came back on. Styles gave a distracted Orton a phenomenal forearm and pinned him to pick up the victory, so AJ Styles advances to the triple threat match next week on Monday Night Raw. So here's the thing. They did the whole thing of Randy Orton as a WWE champion has multiple challengers in McIntyre and The Fiend and The Miz. Well, The Fiend, now we know, was never a challenger to Orton for the title. He wanted revenge on Orton. Because as we've seen in the Firefly Fun House, Bray has never forgotten that Randy burnt down the shack. Bray never forgot. And now The Fiend is coming for his revenge. So I like how we always thought that it was just The Fiend wanting to go after the belt. But no, that's not it. It's more than that. It's personal. But now I said I'd double back onto my Braun Strowman thing. So it was reported by Dave Meltzer that Braun Strowman is going to be the challenger for the WWE Championship. Well, here's my prediction. Next week's triple threat number 1 contender match is AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Matt Riddle. What if, just saying, Riddle gets attacked and replaced by Strowman somehow? Strowman then comes out and wins the triple threat. I don't know if that's going to happen. That's just my prediction. That somehow Strowman replaces Riddle in this match next week. So, we'll see how that goes. But that was Monday Night Raw. Remember, guys, you can be part of the show by texting your thoughts to 510-906-1341. We've got a couple questions here. First one says, Opus Nut Drew and Orton for the 4 billionth time. Drew and Braun, that would make for a better match. I don't know if it would make for a better match than Drew and Orton, and it can't be Drew and Orton because Orton didn't make it to the triple threat next week. But, I mean, at least Braun is somebody different for Drew McIntyre. And Drew is usually good against big guys like... Actually, Drew's good against anybody. But he is usually good against big guys like Braun Strowman. And Strowman gets better all the time. And this text message here, let's load this one up. Do you think this Alexa Bliss-Nikki Cross match was a one-off, or will we get more in the coming weeks? That's a tough one. I think we could get more, because Nikki may be mad that Alexa played with her, screwed with her, kind of did the mind games thing, and might want one more shot in Little Miss Bliss. So I can maybe see one more match. Maybe next week on Raw, maybe at TLC, but I could see one more. Not a bunch more, but one more. And the final question here to state, if Keith Lee challenges for the United States Championship, do you see him winning the belt? That's tough. Because, you know what? No, that's not tough. Yes, I do see him challenging and winning the belt. Hurt Business doesn't need it. And it's kind of been an afterthought anyways because of it's part of the Hurt Business deal. So yes, I would like to see Keith Lee challenge for the United States Championship and win the United States Championship. But with that, guys, that's going to do it for our review here of Monday Night Raw. Thank you for joining me on both or either twitch.tv/PW Unlimited or youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. You can follow us on social media, facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. You can follow us on Instagram. Just search for Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And you can follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. We will be live again this coming Wednesday for AEW Dynamite and NXT. So have a great night, guys, and we'll see you next time.